the series. He'll come back. And the way that they defended him, it was almost like they went back to the old Greg Popovich game plan against LeBron back in the 2007 finals. They blew the dust off of that and they said, we're going to play elbows and boxes and we're not going to let him in there. So you're going to need more from Chet Holmgren. You're going to need more from A.J. Mitchell. You're going to need more in general offense from the Thunder.
The last thing I'll add to that, though, Wendy, is I thought down the stretch in regulation, some questionable decisions on the part of the Thunder. I mean, you had the shot, which by A.J. Mitchell, he has hit that. If he hits that shot, it's a different story, but he didn't. I thought there was a little bit of
Jalen Williams,
time and score stuff.
Before the Victor three-pointer, the jaw-dropping three-pointer, Jalen Williams had a loose possession.
Yep.
And I hate to say it comes down to that, but if you're going to beat the Spurs and you're going to beat Wemby, you may not be able to get away with that.
Another thing, just very quickly, you talk about SGA not having back-to-back games. He's the MVP, deserves it. He's an unbelievable player. Very quietly, because it hasn't really mattered, because they haven't been tested at all, he really hasn't had a great postseason. They haven't needed him to.
J.J. Redick
now they're going
brought out this double-team heavy defense. Mitch Johnson, no doubt, studied that game plan and then added to it because the Lakers don't have Wembanyama there as a second line of defense. The Spurs are equipped to run what the Lakers were doing at a higher level, and that's essentially what they did.
It feels to me like the answer to the question, how do you beat him 4 out of 6, is the best player in the league, which is what SGA was named last night, has to play like the best player on the floor. And last night, he most certainly was not.
No, he didn't. There were only a couple of instances where he forced the action. We are now at the force the action part of the calendar, okay?
Right.
I mean, there's no more letting the game come to me. And that's what, again, you see from all the great players. And SGA, I mean, you know, he hasn't played in as many high-leverage games. I mean, it's only been a couple-of-year run for him, even though he's been great individually for a long time. The postseason games, it's relatively few. But this is one game, game 2. If he doesn't come out and assert himself, and I believe he will, then the champs are in trouble.
The De'Aaron Fox thing took me by, I assume took everybody by some degree of surprise yesterday afternoon. You just mentioned he's not out for the series. Do we know?
He was questionable. He was questionable. Like, that's an injury that you think you try to play through. Obviously, it's more severe than they were letting on.
So that feels like a big factor here because they did this, in case you didn't watch it last night, San Antonio did this without one of their best and most important players, and all those turnovers they had late. Oklahoma City gets back in the game off the back-to-back turnovers at the top. Those plays probably don't happen if Fox is out.
We didn't talk about Dylan Harper. Dylan Harper had 24 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists. Most importantly, 7 steals, 1 turnover in 48 minutes. That was saved.
And the defense he played, there were possessions late in that game where he made Holmgren give up the ball after Holmgren had spun each way 3 or 4 times. It's like, no, you may be 7-1. You are not getting a shot here.
Then the young man has an and-one play in the overtime, like, against Chet, like, down the stretch. I mean, he just rose to the moment at every point. And I think that, to your point, De'Aaron Fox is coming back, which you know is going to be a boost for the Spurs. Outside of Shea's performance and Chet's performance, the Spurs did so much of what they, or excuse me, the Thunder did so much of what they typically do. They got 28 points off of turnovers. Like, these are formulas that typically lead to a Thunder victory.
So I'll say this. So Windy and Wilbon are disciplined and they are veteran and they don't overreact to game 1. Me, not so much. I have been accused a few times in my life of being an overreactor. So I was delighted to see, Cindy, can we put up A19, that it's not just me that all of a sudden may have changed my mind. Although I wouldn't have to because I picked the Spurs before it started, but either way. The Spurs are up 1-0. They've stolen home court advantage, and DraftKings Sportsbook now basically has this an even series. Our analytics give the Spurs the advantage at 57%, which is not a huge differential, but it's not nothing. Our analytics have decided that maybe as you watch this, all the stuff we saw in the regular season, we're so quick to throw out the regular season, and I understand why, but the reality is these teams played in the regular season. Most of those games felt like they mattered, and San Antonio basically won them all.
They've played 6 times now. The Spurs have won 5. One of the games was a throwaway game, so if you want to say they played 5, it's still 4-1.
Yeah.
And to me, they are the outright favorite in this series, the Spurs are. And I'm not taking anything from the Thunder. I thought they were brilliant last night in some ways. The Spurs are an absolute beast, and here's the thing. Castle, 22. Harper, 21. Victor, 22. Look
young,
out.
and they're so good. And Vassell had contributions last night. Champagny had. We talk about OKC's depth, legitimately so. The Spurs are right there with them, and they're part of the knowledge that you can go out and do these things because you've also got the depth has got to be something that who else has that? I mean, By the way,
Yeah.
Can I just be annoying and
Go.
anger everybody in New York?
Sure. Oh, no.
Oh, here we go.
Here
Here we go.
Yeah.
I just want to do it.
Go.
Nothing that we see here in this series in the Eastern Conference is going to approach.
Oh, Wemby's giving the Spurs a 2-point lead. SGA to the basket, lays it up and in. Tie game at 101. We go overtime. Gilgeous-Alexander gets inside, brings it down. Wemby's going to pull a deep three. Oh, again we go to double overtime. Wemby beat him inside, threw it down. And the San Antonio Spurs on an epic night from their superstar. The Spurs take game one.
Listen, I know that I am prone to hyperbole, but what Victor Wembanyama did last night may have been one of the greatest games that you'll ever see. 41 points, 24 rebounds, and that was just the offense. On defense, he held the Thunder to 4 points on 2 of 10 shooting as the contesting defender. And I want you to listen to Jalen Williams when asked after the game about trying to score against Wembanyama.
How much does the specter of Wembanyama standing in there protecting the rim flash through your mind with every decision you make on what to do with the ball when you've got it?
A lot. He's like 8 feet, so.
He gets taller every game. I've said it before. Every single game he plays, he gets a little bit taller. Michael Wilbon, you've been covering the game forever, watching the game forever. I'm not old enough to have seen the impact that Bill Russell had on games
Me either, Greeny.
defensively. You're old enough to have watched it.
No, I'm not. Bill Russell retired when I was 9.
Okay.
I'm not that. Greeny's only known me my whole life. He's got me being 87 years
No,
old
that's
now.
not true. Bill Russell played all through the 60s. Okay, fair enough.
69 was his
Okay.
last.
Right.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay. Well, one way or
remember
another,
some.
is it
Give you a
reasonable?
hard time.
Is it reasonable to say that because we'll point to the points and we'll watch the scoring and we'll see him shoot a step. What Bill Russell definitely never did was pull up from 32 feet and very comfortably knock down a three.
Red would have had him shipped out.
But is he having? Would you think? Is it a Russell-esque
It
defensive
reminds
impact?
me of the young child moments of that. The number there that really stands out is only 10 shots. They only took 10. That means he dissuaded another 12, 15. A team as aggressive and usually fearless as Oklahoma City only took 10. That's it. That speaks to the Russell nature. Yes, I'm giving you a hard time.
Yes, no, it's okay.
But it, to me, so I'm thinking about it last night, and I'm thinking, oh my God, my father would roll over in his grave if I even invoked the thought of Bill Russell, the image of Bill Russell. And I do remember young Kareem and older Wilt. Wilt at the end. Wilt in the early 70s when they won 33 in a row. And it does remind me of all of that because people would go in and go, no, I don't think so. I mean, truly great Hall of Fame players. Nah. I mean, there's a reason. I mean, Jerry West and Elgin Baylor were over against Bill Russell. They couldn't go in there and do it. And Wembanyama, to bring it up to date, yeah, there's some of that. You can just see there are times, there are sequences that end differently for OKC against any other defender in the league except that dude.
I mean, one of the quantifiable things to that point, Wilbon, is I kept looking, and through 3 quarters, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has shot just 2 free throws.
Yeah.
And that is exactly it, right? Like, it's tough to get to the rim when Wemby's there. So you're right, the number is probably way bigger than just 10.
And go ahead, Wendy.
8 feet is not accurate. He plays taller than that.
Right.
Because of how long his arms are. But it's not just vertical, it's horizontal. Because he can move, he can guard the corner, and he can also get to the lane.
He blocked a Shea jump shot on the baseline.
Yeah.
And
In front
I'm
of the
sure
bench.
that's never happened to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in the NBA.
The thing is, I know if you're a Thunder fan, you're saying, but we can play so much better. The Thunder did not play poorly last night. Granted, they missed some open shots that they are probably going to hit, especially in the first half. But they did get the ball into the rim against him a little bit. Shea got the ball, a couple of big baskets at the rim.
Yeah.
Caruso got a basket at the rim. Jalen finished a couple times at the rim. It wasn't like this was a zero performance. The Thunder, they generated 14, 15 steals. They did a lot of what they normally do and still couldn't get over the hump. That's what's scary.
Right, because the margins are that small. Like, there's 2 possessions at the end of regulation that keep coming back to mind for me for the Thunder. But even in that, the Spurs are going to get better when De'Aaron Fox returns.
Yeah.
And the Thunder have to figure out how to get Shea and Chat more involved offensively and make them be felt, their presence be felt.
Part of those turnovers that OKC created
Right.
were because of the absence, you would assume, of De'Aaron Fox, who will be a primary ball handler, assuming he's able to be healthy and come back. So that was game one of the Western Conference Finals. Game one in the East is tonight on ESPN. And Mr. Wilbon, I have to tell you, you have angered Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. up watching this morning, and he said, listening to Michael Wilbon on Get Up just now, talking about the Knicks and Cavs as a junior varsity game compared to what we witnessed last night with OKC and San Antonio and all those red, angry face emojis. What do you